Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today I'm here with a very special guest, published author, Ava Nori. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
How have you found U of T's English programs, the courses? Are you learning anything new?
I'm paying tens of thousands of dollars to learn a language I already speak.
Exactly.
But I had no intention of publishing a book. I met this man named Brian Davies who owns To Go in a Press. And that's when I was still figuring out what I wanted to do with my life. I was well, I can't be a doctor because I suck at science. I can't be a lawyer because I hate arguing. So I sent him whatever I had. It was a couple of poems and he was like, you have something here.
I've been tracking my screen time recently.
What are you at?
Should we check? Let's see.
Yeah, hold on. I'll pull mine's going to be so bad.
I think guys are looking for two things in a relationship.
Girls just want to be understood.
For the girls need to be understood. I have two other things.
I feel like Taylor Swift definitely pushes that idea oh, all men are trash and they'll break your hearts and blah 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 and I'm not the problem, which I think is the wrong idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the VoV podcast, Voices of Vic. Today I'm here with a very special guest. We have English student, published author, Ava Nori. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
How's school been so far? First 2 months.
I'm on the come up.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been all right. I was ready to transfer last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Where to?
OCAD.
OCAD.
But
okay.
I've made the decision not to, so I can have a degree I can actually use and get a job.
That's fair.
So
no offense to OCAD.
No offense to OCAD at all. I'm very jealous of you guys, but no, I'm living it up here in my third year. Yeah.
How have you found U of T's English programs, the courses? Are you learning anything new? You're already basically a pro, right?
Oh yeah, obviously. I'm paying tens of thousands of dollars to learn a language I already speak.
Exactly.
But it's fine. I don't really care for my major.
Fair.
Chaucer is not a fun read, and doing that over and over again, and Shakespeare and all that, I'm over it. My minors are so fun though, so that's what's keeping me going for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I was, once again, as I was telling you before, I did a bit of research on this book of yours. Is it a book? A collection of poems? You call it a book?
It's considered a chapbook because it's shorter than 100 pages, I'm pretty sure.
Got it.
So
right on here, To Go in a Press. Am I pronouncing that right? That is your publisher.
Yes.
Your editor had some very nice words to say. And the chapbook is called 4:16 a.m. She says, it's a wonderful poetry collection that is darkly sad and very of the moment. Mind racing, thinking of the tragedy of our own love stories and the sad intimacy of someone knowing you that well. Unrequited love repeats throughout, and it has that familiar sting even if you're long past it. Yes. Is that a fair description?
I'd say so.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a very sophisticated and nice description of it, I'd say. It's it's very dark, very introspective, very deep, very personal. A little too personal.
Walk me through the process of your start in poetry to getting this thing published. How do you go from the interest to this, which seems very impressive?
So I had no intention of publishing a book whatsoever. I met this man named Brian Davies who owns To Go in a Press by chance at a music video shoot randomly. Nice. And I was, I think, in 11th grade. And that's when I was still figuring out what I wanted to do with my life. I was well, I can't be a doctor because I suck at science. I can't be a lawyer because I hate arguing. So I was trying my hand at writing because I would write songs. I would just write for me, just to get the feelings out. So when I met him, he was oh, what are you thinking of doing? Your dad tells me you write. And I was oh God, of course he did.
Yeah.
And he asked me to send him my stuff.
Okay.
And that took months to muster the courage to do because I was this is for me and nobody else.
Yeah.
So I sent him whatever I had. It was a couple of poems and he was you have something here. So I wrote for another year and then the chapbook was created and here we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How much of a headache was it to get published? Did they take care of a lot of it? Or are you the talent and then they get the grunt work taken care of?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It also helped that I was the only woman in there and they were you're just a little princess girl and we're going to do all the hard work for you. And I was thank God, because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah,
here's
fair.
All of my feelings. Please do something with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How have they marketed? I saw there was a post on your account of some press thing event? What was it?
Oh, that was my book launch.
Book launch.
Yeah, that happened in June. So I did a whole reading. We sold tickets. It was like a great night.
Nice.
I want to do it all over again.
Yeah.
I did some podcasts to market, and then the article that you did your research on.
Yeah.
I've been doing that. And then I have a distributing deal with Dundurn, which is like a major publisher in North America. So they're taking care of a lot of that.
Sounds like Dunder Mifflin. You know The Office?
I do.
Yeah, that's close.
Very close. I wish.
So what is, like, diving deeper into it?
Yeah.
Obviously, if people want to really know, they'll have to buy the book. But, like, what is it about?
It's about me and my life. I had some difficult relationships, family problems, my struggle with mental health and creativity. So it's just all of that from me being like a teenage girl.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe a lot of other teenage girls could relate.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I look back on it and I'm like, I just want to give her a hug. Like, I'm definitely not the person I was when I wrote that book, but I think it's still like prevalent, I'd say.
I think a lot of people get to that point where, like, however many struggles you've had in your past, that eventually you're going to grow out of it. And it's nice to know that you now know that it's all going to be fine.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all going to turn out okay.
Yeah. It's cool that it's documented too.
Yeah,
I can like look back. I'm like, oh, okay.
Absolutely.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that deep.
So when you write these stories, is it you like remembering or reminiscing the feelings, or is it like actually right in the moment of you feeling these things?
It depends. Like when I write about like my family stuff or like past relationships, it's more like reflective. Yeah. But if I'm like down in the dumps, then I turn to writing and it'll be like in that moment what I'm feeling, which can be a lot to read. But yeah. What's
the difference between the two? Like when you read over it?
Oh, like the ones where I'm more like reflecting on stuff that's happened in the past. It's not as like angry or messy or like just spiraling.
Got it.
But
that's fair.
Thank you. Yeah.
I can't write for shit.
That's okay. Not a lot of people can.
I appreciate it.
I struggle with it too. Yeah? Oh my God. Yeah. Being creative is so hard sometimes.
What's the, like, walk me through the process of the hurdles of, like, do you ever get stuck mid-writing or does it just flow out?
It's like one or the other. It's either like I cannot stop and then I'm stuck with like a 3-page poem or story or whatever, or like I'll have an idea, I'll think it's garbage, and I just like I'll write 2 lines, won't touch it again, won't have any like thoughts on it for like months. Yeah. Did
you do any other type of writing? Like how close is poetry? Like if someone told you to write a book, the autobiography of Ava Nori, would that be a struggle? Is it similar or is it?
It would be similar. I'd say my poetry book is like an autobiography, just a bit artsier.
A little more, storytelling.
A little more storytelling, yeah.
Like, how has this developed since this came out like early this year?
Yeah, it came out earlier this year. It was like delayed forever. Printing is so expensive. Like, it's ridiculous. So I was trying to find somewhere where I wouldn't be breaking the bank and doing that.
Fair.
It's developed into a lot of things, I'd say. I'm going to be recording it as an audiobook.
Awesome.
Yep. I signed a deal for my next one.
Perfect.
Which is great.
Is that 4:17 a.m.?
Do you know how many times I've had to hear that?
Yeah.
I may as well just for, you know.
Why is it 4:16? What's that?
Okay, so this is a fun little story, actually. It's like a double meaning. So 416 is the area code for Toronto. And I lived here until I was like 11, I'd say. And then I moved up to Sault Ste. Marie, which is way up north and in the middle of nowhere for anyone who doesn't know. And back in high school, I was on tour with my band and we had a stop in Toronto. And I like saw my whole family for like the first time in months at the show. And I was just like, I got back to the hotel and I could not sleep. Yeah. I was just tossing and turning. And I remember looking over at the clock and it was 4:16 a.m. And I was like, oh my God, like we're in Toronto and it's 4:16 a.m. Lol. But that's where that came from. Yeah. Yeah, a little homage to being from here.
I just registered that you said you're in a band. So you're writing, are you writing songs for this band? Like, what do? You sing? You play guitar?
I sing and I play what I call campfire guitar.
Okay.
Like 4 chords.
Fair.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I was in a high school rock band. We thought we were cool. No one else did.
I'm sure you were.
I think we were. But yeah, I would sing in the band. Did not write songs for the band. We were a cover band.
Yeah.
But
That's good.
It is good. It was fun.
Does music still interest you?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad is a musician and a producer, so I've been
Awesome.
around it my whole life.
Awesome.
And then my boyfriend is in a rock band, so I'm like, I've become a groupie now.
Yeah, perfect.
A little bit of jealousy, wanting to be on that stage. But no, music's like definitely still interests me. I will pick up my guitar like whenever I have time.
Do you have like a particular taste? Because I listen to everything. People get confused by my choice of music sometimes. I'll be in the car with my 12-year-old, not 12, she's 15, 15-year-old cousin. Sorry, Olivia. 15-year-old cousin. She's like, what's going on in this radio? Like, what do you have in your phone? It goes from like hard rock to hip hop to country to jazz. Like, it just bounces all over the place.
We are the exact same.
Same?
In that way. Yeah.
Okay,
no,
awesome.
It's a little bit of everything and it's a disaster.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot put my finger on what my taste is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any favorite artists?
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac.
Obsessed. Saw them in concert before COVID. Like,
Nice.
Greatest experience of my life.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what's their most famous song?
Like,
Not that I'm trying to ask you to sing it, but like
no, like Rhiannon or Dreams.
Okay.
Remember that one TikTok trend with the guy on the skateboard?
I'm not a big TikTok guy.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
You know what? I admire that.
Thank you.
My attention span is
It's bad, right?
Oh my God, I'm like a goldfish. It's so bad. I'll just spend hours scrolling through nothing. I'll like watch whole movies on TikTok with like the slime cutting videos underneath.
Yeah.
And then 3 hours will go by and I'm like,
That's hilarious.
shoot, I have an essay due.
Do you want to come like say what's up to the camera just so they know where that scream came from? All right, we'll pass on
He's
that.
topless too. You'll get views.
Oh yeah, true. Anyways, what were we talking about?
TikTok, music, my attention span.
Exactly. But that's the thing. So like everyone's attention span is deteriorating.
Mine was already bad.
Really?
To begin with. Yeah, no, I've never had a great attention span. I got diagnosed with ADHD in my first year at U of T because all through high school, I was like, never had to try in school. It'd be like the morning an essay was due and I'd just like grind it out and get good grades.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I got here and I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, I can't bring myself to do anything and I need to have this grind set that I don't have. So quick little trip to the doctor later, figured out what was wrong. Definitely like saved my university career for sure.
What did they do? Medication?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'll get to that if you want to delve into.
Well, I did talk about this with another guest like a few episodes ago about ADHD and how like it seems like everyone now is being diagnosed with ADHD.
Oh
like, it's
my
very
God.
prevalent.
Yeah. Like after I got diagnosed and I was like talking to friends about it, I think like 3 of my friends went to the doctor and they all got diagnosed. So I think that's like a telltale sign.
What we were talking about is that I think it's more the environment. Like if more than half of the population is getting diagnosed with ADHD, like if I went to the doctor, I don't know. I don't want to go. That's the thing. I don't want to.
The less you know, the better. Like you don't want to find out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Totally get that.
So like, has it been a struggle knowing that you have it? Like, would it have been better to know you, like just to not know?
Ooh.
What do you think?
That's a great question. I like knowing because it justifies like certain tendencies that I have. And I'm like, oh, I'm not like crazy. This is just the way my brain works. Like there's a reason for it. But on the other hand, like I hate that medication is like the pushed solution for that. Like, so you know, and then it's like, okay, like I guess I have to go on meds now, which is like a whole journey and struggle, like finding what works for you, what doesn't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very nuanced discussion. Like
oh my God. Yeah. There's
a lot that goes into it. And once again, I don't have it. I don't think I have it. Right. And I don't know. There seems like ways that you could try to curb it naturally.
Oh, 100%.
Not that meds don't help, because the guy I was talking to said that it actually did help him out. But like, do you think that it's like setting a limit on you, or do you not see it that way? Like now that you know you have ADHD, like will it allow you to kind of like lay back on some things and like justify it because you have ADHD?
I try not to do that.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like I don't know, having mental health struggles and stuff is not an excuse for behavior, in my opinion.
Hot take.
That is a hot take. I mean, it just don't be an asshole,
right?
And like don't be toxic or self-destructive and justify it like that. Hot take. Sorry.
No, it's true. There's a quote that says, if you don't heal your scars, you'll bleed on people who didn't hurt you.
Exactly. I've heard that, I think. Yeah. But no, I tried not to like be like, oh, I'm just not going to do anything today because I'm not feeling it and I can't focus.
Right.
Like, yeah, you're on meds, but you have to do the work as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been tracking my screen time recently. So I'm very aware that
What are you at?
I can be easily addicted. Should we check? Let's see.
Hold on. I'll pull mine's going to be so bad. I've been like, I gave myself reading week last week.
Yeah.
Like I did not go to class. So my screen time is going to be way up. I already know.
Oh, you gave yourself reading week last week. So it was just a week off.
Yeah, I just did not bother going to class. Oh, I can't even fathom what mine is.
No, let's see. We're doing this. This is a thing.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, so two things actually I want to ask you. I want to see what obviously the daily average is, and then I want to see what your top app is.
Okay.
So, actually here. Okay, let's show each other, and then let's read off what we got before this thing goes down.
Okay.
I want to see the screen.
Okay.
Is it double digits?
No.
Okay. I know people with double digits.
You do? Okay,
yeah.
I feel less bad.
You're chilling.
Hold on 1 second. Let me just see. Does it count like messages and it doesn't count FaceTime. Okay, that makes me feel worse because I am in a long distance relationship and spend hours on FaceTime. So I was like, oh, that's why it's this high.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
It's not terrible.
No?
It's not terrible.
It's not, okay. It could be
I think
worse.
a lot of people are going to be like, okay, yeah, it's about the same for me, right?
Okay.
I just think that's where the society has gotten to. Oh, I didn't show you mine.
No, let's see.
So this is me. So it's a little bit less.
A lot of it less.
It's a little bit less. So I'm at 2 hours 36 per day.
I'm at 7 hours and 27 minutes per day.
But this is very purposeful. Fine. I'll make you feel better.
Thank you.
The week, okay, it's been decent. The week before it was 5:55.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
So I'm aware that I'm on it too much. My number one app that I need to curb is Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. What's yours?
TikTok.
Yeah,
like I'll before I go to bed, I'm like, oh, I'll just scroll. Yeah. And then it's like 2 hours later and it's like, you're not asleep yet.
It's tough.
And it's 3 a.m.
It's tough.
It is so tough.
I had a short span TikTok addiction that maybe lasted about 2 weeks in first year. I just downloaded it and I got into that cycle, right?
Yeah.
Of just endless scrolling. And the thing that made me delete it is that I ended up on the TikTok from TikTok saying, it's been a while you've been on here. You should probably consider some sleep.
I get those every day.
Every day?
Every day.
No, as soon as I saw that.
Tired thumbs one. I'm like, yes, my thumbs are tired, but my brain is awake.
As soon as I saw that, I felt like a loser. I deleted the app.
Oh, see, I got to do that.
It's.
You know what? Right here, right now.
Are we deleting TikTok?
We're deleting TikTok.
Here we go. Changing lives
Here
for the better on VoV.
Delete app.
Beautiful.
Gone.
Okay, so
we'll see how long it lasts.
Yeah, we'll see how long it lasts.
I'll give you an update.
I want you to go this whole week, zero TikTok.
We have a deal.
And then report back the effects.
Of course.
It'd be amazing.
Okay, look at this.
We're productive here.
So productive.
Changing lives for the better. But no, it is a serious thing. I wanted to get your opinion on something.
Okay.
Because you write about relationships and these types of things, and we're talking about social media and all this type of stuff. How do you think that the digital age of 7.5 hours on phone a day and my Instagram addiction, I think during the summer, well, I work during the summer, but there's definitely been times where my Instagram could have been easily 15 hours a week, which is not good.
That's insane.
Yeah.
that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So I needed to just make sure we're on even playing.
Okay, perfect.
And now you deleted TikTok, so you might pass me.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long it lasts.
How do you think that online human connection has actually damaged in-person connection?
Oh my God. People can't speak to each other anymore.
Right?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's not good.
No, I don't know, where do I start with this?
It's a big conversation. We could talk about this for a while.
It's a huge conversation. I have friends who I talk to on the daily that I've known since high school, over text, and then I'll see them in person when we're all home from school, and they won't know how to speak to you. The connection's not there anymore.
It's weird.
Yeah, and I feel like with like conflict too, like conflict resolution and like the online age of communication, like it's so easy for people to like hide behind a screen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've like beefed with people over text and then I see them in person and it's nothing. I'm like,
it's
oh,
awkward.
So you're all bark.
Yeah, true.
No people
teeth.
don't know how to speak or communicate in a healthy way, like face to face anymore.
Well, you kind of just claim superiority over them in that moment, I feel.
Oh.
Like internet comment sections too, because we're talking right now just about like
so
texting people.
So toxic. Oh Dude, my God.
I don't know who in their right mind has the time to actually hate random people in TikTok comment sections.
There was like this young girl on my For You page the other day, just like doing her makeup, whatever. And the comments, like this girl was probably like 12. They were like coming for her fake tan, her like makeup, her voice, her everything.
It's crazy.
Like she's a child.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
And if you met any of these people in real life, there would be nothing to them.
Oh God, no. No depth, nothing at all.
No ability to talk, as you're saying.
Exactly.
No ability to write poems. No skill. No skill. No offense to TikTok haters. Actually, I don't care.
No, if you're a TikTok hater,
you got to find a hobby.
Yeah, maybe write a book.
Write a book.
Then get back to us.
Write a chat book.
Write a chat book, then we can talk.
Exactly. Especially with dating too. Online, how do you feel about online dating?
Ew.
Terrible.
There's no point. That's not what a relationship is. Right. Like that's not a real relationship. Sorry to all those people who are in their serious online relationships. But
I agree.
If you just Snapchat each other pictures of your face every day and call each other boyfriend and girlfriend or partners, or like that's not a thing.
Okay, what about like a dating app where then they meet in person and they date in person?
I've been victim of that situation.
Okay.
I think that's fine. It's hard to meet people sometimes, like especially here. Like dating in Toronto's a nightmare.
Sure. Fair.
But no, dating apps are fine. Just be safe.
That's 100% true.
Yeah, it's scary out there.
Yeah. But yeah, no, just to go back on relationships. Seems harder for people nowadays. Seems like there's a very much higher percentage of introverts than there used to be.
Yeah. I'm
taking a personality psychology class right now.
Oh, cool.
And personality, I meant to ask, I don't know if personality is born in you. Do you think you're born with your personality, or do you think it develops like with your environment?
I don't know.
It's a tough question.
Like a mix of both maybe. Because I've been this way forever, in my opinion. I've always been like a little out there. Like confident, outgoing, silly, goofy, if you will. But I know what you mean. There's some people, like, not to be rude, they are like a slice of white bread in the personality department, like a slice of Wonder Bread. There's
not to
be rude, but there's just like nothing there.
Right.
And you're like, were you always like this, or have you just not like had any character development?
But I don't know if they want to be like that. I think that a lot of it could be fear.
That's such a good point. I'm out here coming for them. You're like,
I'm just giving both sides.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. A lot of people are very like inside.
Whether it's they're nervous that whoever they approach is going to react in a bad way. But I don't think. How would you? You're very outgoing. I think people can tell.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
From the
I try
podcast
to be.
so far, right? How would you like recommend to some people to just have that natural confidence? Is it natural? Because you said you've been like that for a long time.
I have like the fake it till you make it mindset. It is natural, but like if you just put on that like that front, like assume that character, then nothing can stop you.
Absolutely.
You just got to get into that mindset.
I agree.
Of like nothing really matters. Like okay, if you have an awkward interaction, so what? That's like a 2-minute little segment of your life that no one's going to remember. Yeah. I mean, you might remember it in the shower when you have like flashbacks to it. Do you get those?
All the time.
Oh my God, the worst.
Maybe not all the time. I shouldn't say all the time. No, but sometimes.
Sometimes? Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I'm with you on that. But no, just like have like faith in yourself. Like you're the Am I allowed to say
You're allowed to say
Okay, you're the like,
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is fake it till you make it. And people will, like, I don't think you should be criticized for faking it if that's your intent, because you're trying to improve yourself.
Yeah, people look at it like it's insecurity if you're just like putting up this front, but I don't think so. I think you're bettering yourself in a way if you're just assuming this like mindset of confidence.
You have to act like the person you want to become.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So It's interesting. Another thing that I think could help is excellence in any realm. Let me give you an example. If you cured cancer, okay, and then you walked into Burwash, I don't think there would be any nervousness there because everyone in that dining hall is looking at you like, oh shit, that's the guy that cured cancer. So if you go up and talk to them,
Yeah.
you already know that they want to talk to you.
That's
so I think
true.
like achievements, oh shit, there's Ava, the girl that posted 4:16 a.m.
Yeah.
Love her poems. Then maybe like now you're more confident to go and talk to people because you know that they might want to talk to you.
Yeah, having achievements under your belt like definitely contributes to that.
Yeah,
you don't have to cure cancer or
right, that was
write
an
a book.
extreme example.
No, but it's a good example. Like
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, even the smallest achievements warrant confidence.
How do we fix, not me and you, I mean just society
We'll
in general.
see.
Yeah, maybe we could figure something out. How do we fix like the relationship dynamic that is like currently bleeding out in our society? A lot of people I think are looking for advice on what's wrong. Not like, because there's very good people out there who would make great girlfriends or boyfriends. Like they're attractive, it's fine.
Yeah.
But there's like a social barrier. Something's in the way. Like what do you think is causing, oh shit, there's the
noise.
overheating. So I'll let you think about that.
Okay,
What do
thank you.
All right. Camera break.
Yeah.
So we were talking about why is love crumbling?
That it is.
Good way to transition back into it.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like there's like resentment. Like women resent men resent women.
I completely
And
agree.
there's such a hatred before even like getting to know the person, just
Yeah, it's
like
not
based
good.
on their gender.
It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all like a little guilty of it. Like, I wouldn't like go and like seek out a frat boy because I just know like that character type or like
Fair.
a football bro.
Yep.
Like, and I would resent like their masculinity and all that, which is wrong because there's more to someone than just that.
Absolutely.
But I think that's like a huge reason why love is
yeah.
crumbling.
I agree. And I think that people are, let me put it this way. I think that anytime I hear a dude complaining about like girls, he's more speaking to his own character, because if you're the type of guy who is not, I guess, worthy of being surrounded by good girls, you're not going to be surrounded by good girls.
Yeah,
Like,
that's so true.
I think you place yourself in circles. The only reason that someone would complain about the opposite gender is because they themselves are lacking things that would make good people attracted to them.
Oh yeah, everything is projecting.
Yeah.
Usually,
Yeah,
when there's an
100%.
issue.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I've had some like shitty past relationships,
Fair.
but like you can't let that like get in the way of like getting to know someone, I'd say. And I think a lot of people, that's where their like resentment comes from, like
Yeah.
previous like traumas or bad situations.
Yeah.
And obviously like it's hard to get over those things. I'm not saying it's easy. It doesn't happen like overnight.
Yeah.
But just like let those wounds heal and then stop passing judgments
Absolutely.
if you're seeking out a partner.
And I think another good question to ask is, who's the type of guy that your dream girl is looking for, or for girl's sake, who's the type of girl that your dream guy is looking for? And I think that if you are really looking for that, because I feel like I can only speak for dudes, obviously, but
Yeah.
I think that guys do, I mean, obviously, everyone wants like the prettiest girl, the nicest
Yeah.
girl, all this type of stuff. But what would make the prettiest girl want you? Like I don't think that enough dudes actually like introspect and think, how can I have these standards when I myself am like nothing to aspire to? You know what I mean?
No, I know what you're saying.
I'm only saying this because this is exactly my train of thought of how I think
like, what
of,
do women want?
working myself,
Truly,
right?
yeah.
Tens attract tens is the expression.
Is that an expression?
Well, that expression really changed the way I thought.
Tens attract. Okay.
So I just think that it's not fair of me to have high standards for my partner if I don't have high standards for myself.
More
know what I
people
mean?
need that mindset.
Right.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. What do women look for?
It's a good question.
That is a good question. I mean,
I have what I think. I'll let you answer first.
Yeah.
Because yours.
Are you answering what women look for or what guys look for?
I think I have the answer for both.
For both? Okay. I think I have the answer for both as well.
Okay,
and I feel like it's the same thing for both, like in my opinion.
Interesting.
Or at least in my like current relationship, because I talk a lot about this with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Trust is like the first big thing.
Yeah.
Like you don't want someone who's like jealous or like breathing down your neck, because then that just throws like any like love you have for that person or that you think that person might have for you out the window. Understanding common interests, open communication, in my opinion. I had a whole like conversation with my boyfriend before we even started dating, and we sat down and we like asked each other like, what are your expectations and boundaries like in a relationship? And you got
constructive.
Yeah. You got to put in the work. So you want someone that will put in the work and have those difficult conversations with you. You want someone who's accepting, obviously. Like I've been in so many relationships where it's like, oh, you're like into like music and like you play guitar and like you're into like nerdy stuff. Like that's like gross. Please get rid of all of those aspects of yourself. Jeez. Like a little over exaggerated. Oh, we've been down the block with toxic relationships. That's why I'm like, I know what I want and I won't take anything other than that. Fair. And I feel like with looks, yeah, like you said, we all want like the most attractive person out there, but I feel like that it obviously matters. But like once you get to know someone, you find their inner beauty, like that reflects to their outer beauty, and you just look at them and you're just like, oh my God, you are a gorgeous human being inside and out.
That's very nice. That's very beautiful. My answers do not match that at all.
What?
So I have a bit of a different, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Not that I disagree with any of your answers, but like when I think of this is actually really funny because all of your answers completely make sense.
Okay.
But I just think
I'm curious to hear your take.
Yeah. It's like, it's a different, I don't know. I feel like it's a different frame of mind, but we'll hear your opinion on what I think.
Okay.
I think guys are looking for two things in a relationship.
Yeah.
They want to feel important, and they want to feel, I don't know if I want to say spiritually protected, but I think that's just a fancy way.
No, that makes sense.
I think it's just a fancy way of saying loved. In the sense of like...
So poetic.
You know what I mean? So spiritually protected, love, same thing. But I think those are the two things.
I fully agree with that. I feel like guys in relationships like need to feel needed.
Yeah.
Like you need to feel like, oh, like my girl needs me to be like her like protector almost, like her shoulder to cry on, her like partner. Like you just want to feel important and needed.
Absolutely.
No, that so makes sense.
I think if you actually went to your boyfriend, not I'm saying that you don't do this, I mean anybody, any girl went to their boyfriend and just asked for help with something, whatever it was.
That means the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I think feeling important and feeling loved.
Yeah.
Those are two things.
Yeah. I think girls just want emotional intelligence.
Is that what you're saying? I think?
No, that's what I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like in comparison to you.
Got it.
Like yours is like the more like the physical need to be needed.
Right.
And like somewhat emotional. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then girls just want to be understood.
That's also a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the girls need to be understood, I have two other things. I think that girls want to feel special, and I think girls want to feel safe. I think those two things are key. Yeah. And once again, I'm not a girl, I don't know, but this is just how I would operate in my relationships. Yeah. If I can make her feel special and safe, this is going to be a very happy relationship.
That's all it takes.
Right? So you agree?
Oh my God, yeah, no.
And on top of your other stuff.
Yeah, mine was so long-winded and like a little cheesy. But I'm just listing it off in case anyone's wondering.
Absolutely.
But no, it comes down to that.
Yeah. Yeah,
special and safe and then important and loved. Like, that's all it takes, people.
4 words.
Why is love crumbling?
Yeah. let's get these relationships back up to speed. I think that I saw a stat that says that people are in less relationships.
Really?
That in like the past 100 years, like it's an all-time low.
Oh my God.
I think that might just be because people are getting married later, which is fine.
Yeah. That's so fair.
Yeah. My parents got married really young, but I don't like, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to get married a little later in life.
Yeah, my parents aren't married. No, they've been together for like 12 years now, and they're just not.
I know.
Yeah.
I know my friend's parents are the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, like you're together, you don't need a whole ceremony and I was about to say slice of paper, a piece of paper to justify that.
And another thing I thought was really interesting that I heard is that people nowadays, or I guess the generation now, thinks of marriage as like the ending of the story, like the conclusion of the relationship. So we learned everything about each other. Now we're gonna get married. Whereas back then it was the start of the relationship.
Yeah.
I'm interested in you, you're interested in me, let's get married and let's learn about each other then.
Yeah, that's like my grandparents. They were like pen pals for 10 years because they wrote back and forth, and then when they finally met, they got married in 26 days of actually knowing each other in person. Exactly. They're still together because they're still learning about each other every day. It's not like a means to an end getting married by any means. But don't rush into it.
Don't rush into it.
But if you want to,
just do your thing.
It. Do your thing. Love is love.
Absolutely. My parents got married in less than 2 years. Less than 2 years they knew each other, and they're also pen pals for a bit because
that's so sweet.
My mom was in Canada and my dad was in Mexico.
Oh, cool.
So she went to school to do a year in Mexico. So in third year actually. So it'd be like you leaving to Mexico for a year. But she went to Mexico for a year. Great time. Met my dad.
Aw.
And then came back 2 years later with a husband. And my grandparents were like, well, good we sent you off for education. That circles back to why I wouldn't want to use a dating app, because
it's not organic.
How do you compare those stories?
You don't.
Met my wife on Tinder, met my wife because she came from a different country to do studies, and we connected and and all this, right?
Yeah. You also don't want to tell your kids, oh, I met your dad on a hookup app back in the day. You gotta lie about it.
How do you feel about, I feel like people are less and less interested in having families nowadays. Like, I think kids has become a scarier and scarier thing for girls, which I understand. But why do you think that is?
Our world sucks right now.
Interesting.
Like the future
is a little pessimistic.
It is a little. I mean, it's reasonable. Like the future's a little bleak, and I know like a lot of people when like I talk to them about this, it's I don't want to bring a child like into the world that like this is going to become. Also, childbirth, terrifying.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it, but I hear you.
Yeah, it's horrifying. The thought of it is like so frightening.
Does the payoff though? Like, I don't know if you're interested. I don't know if you want to talk about that. Like,
I'm an open book when it comes to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that having kids interest you? Like, is that something you want in your life, or?
It never used to.
No.
Ever. I was like, I'm just, gonna live my life. I don't need a leech suckling off of me for 18 years, draining me dry of my life source and money and whatever.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom. Thank you.
Yeah.
But, it never did. And then I feel like I changed my mind like through talking with my mom about it, actually, because she felt the same way. She was like, I never wanted a kid, never wanted anything. And then she's like, and then I had you, and like her whole life changed. She was like, I had a best friend, and like I got to like, she said raising a child is like the most beautiful experience ever.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, I kind of want to like, I want to experience that. And then my dad is my stepdad. Yeah. He has no kids, never had any interest in having kids or even like a partner. And then he met my mom, and like he says I gave him like the opportunity at like having a family, which is so cool. And just like knowing that adds like such value to like your life, and like especially with my parents who were so set and like though we're not having kids, and then now I mean, I'm here. They love me.
What's up?
Deeply. Yeah. What's up, Lou and Greg, if you're watching.
Yeah.
But no, I think having kids, like, it's a beautiful thing.
When you say, like, the planet's in a rough spot, like, that's a lot of people's reason.
Yeah.
Are you talking about, like, climate stuff? Are you talking about AI? Everyone's going to be robots? You don't want a baby robot?
That would be sick. I would love to have a robot baby or be a robot mom. the climate, like money, all of that. Like, I don't know. We're like, I feel like the last like generation of people that are like gonna be okay.
That's sad to think about.
It is. Like our parents were able to like buy homes and whatever, right, and like we're out here like paying ridiculous rent in Toronto, and like grocery prices are insane. And I feel like
place to be talking about this.
Yeah,
issue.
For real. I mean, I can't complain. I don't pay rent. I live with my grandparents in their basement. But no, the world is like, it's scary and bleak. And I know that sounds pessimistic, and that's not like usually who I am. Like, I have hopes it'll be fine. Like, I pray my kid isn't going to be living in my basement forever because the world is terrible. Yeah. But I don't know. It's all like, time will tell.
That's fair. Yeah. There's some like those ideas, I don't even try to give them any thought at all, because the thought of not having kids makes me just like, I don't even, if you're telling me, if someone comes to me and says, here's a reason that you probably should not have kids in the future, there is like a 95% decrease in my listening after they say that. Because like, it's just such an important thing for me personally. Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, there's always that chance that everything's going to be fine. And I just take that optimistic view of it's going to be whatever. Yeah. No, that's a good view to have. It's going to, everything's going to. People adapt.
Oh my God, yeah. We'll adapt once we're like robots.
Speaking of that, actually, how do you feel about ChatGPT maybe taking away your job?
I don't want to think about it.
Don't want to think about it.
I don't want to think about it. I can appreciate like AI, ChatGPT for like certain reasons. Like if I don't understand something, like I'll like ask it a little question. But
when it comes to artistic stuff, it's like
it's not the same, and like it doesn't have as much. It takes away the meaning from like what creatives are doing, in my opinion. Like you can't have something that's non-human trying to create something of human emotion, and like it's just not it.
I think it loses not necessarily like the words on the page, but I mean just the meaning.
It loses its entirety.
It loses its depth. That's the thing.
Yeah, I so agree with that.
If you see the author is ChatGPT, it's like this isn't real. This doesn't mean anything.
No, there was no like effort or thought or like.
It's not even connected to a story. Like your stuff's connected to stories, like real life experiences.
Yeah.
This is
just from your laptop, from a bunch of online sources or whatever. I don't know how it works, but.
I was at the movies yesterday. We watched a movie called The Creator, which is about AI.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know who made the movie, but.
Was it AI that made the movie?
That's a good question.
Whoa.
I don't think so. But it's really creepy the way that the director was able to take you from being a completely sensible, rational human being like we are right now. Yeah. And by the end of the movie, you're on the AI side.
Dang.
Which I was.
I'm going to add that to the watch list.
It's crazy. I don't want my kid to be a robot. And I don't want to.
No, like chainsaws for hands or like
I'm good.
Intelligence beyond belief. Pass?
Hard pass. Hard pass. Like maybe soft pass. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing. And it's, especially with art, not only poems, but like literal paintings that these things are creating.
Oh my God. I get so many of those like scam DMs that are like, I'm an artist. Like, you're so beautiful. Let me like paint a picture of you. And then you go onto their account and it's all just AI art. Yeah. I'm like,
tough.
Like, what is this?
Yeah. It's
it takes away from the craft.
Scary place the world's heading in for sure.
Oh my God, yeah.
What do you think is going to happen to universities? Like ChatGPT can teach you, I think, a lot more than some of these courses. And some of these courses, that's not what I meant exactly. Let me take that back. Some of these courses are they're not moving as fast as the world, I don't think.
No.
I think the world is at an incredible speed that I just can't see how university could keep up. Like the stuff we're teaching, AI takes up a lot. I hope it doesn't take poetry.
I hope it doesn't take the arts.
Economics, easy.
Oh.
Gone. It's going to take up, computer programming is basically decimated. Can you imagine telling someone like 5 years ago that computer programming was not going to be a good path to go down into?
No, like I can't.
In 5 years.
That's insane. I hope we have jobs. Like
fingers
crossed that we have jobs after all of this, after our struggle here.
Absolutely.
But oh God. It hurts my brain.
Yeah.
And my heart thinking about that. Oh.
100%.
Yeah.
What we didn't talk about, controversial take. I went to the Drake concert the other day.
How was that?
It's fine.
Yeah. Are you a Drake fan?
Nope.
No?
I
I
mean,
feel like I'm interviewing you
he's
now.
okay. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm taking over.
He's okay. But I went with my cousin, who's not only a big Drake fan, but she's a big Taylor Swift fan.
Is this the little cousin?
No.
No.
This is older
Another.
cousin.
Oh, you got
Older
a lot
cousin. Yeah, I got a lot of cousins.
A lot of cousins.
Big Taylor Swift fan. She's causing earthquakes and making billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And you're not a huge fan.
No, that's a hot take. I'm sorry to all the Swifties out there.
Wait till we hear the reason. What's the reason?
Can I preface this with saying that I respect her for creating music and art and all of that, and connection and keeping people interested in music. That's so cool. Any artist that's putting shit out into the world, go you.
Shout out Taylor Swift if she's watching this.
Yeah. T Swift. Hit me up. No. It's like what we were talking about earlier, about relationships, resentment towards the opposite gender, and that's what's making love crumble. I feel like Taylor Swift definitely pushes that idea, all men are trash and they'll break your hearts and blah blah blah, and I'm not the problem.
Right.
It's men, which I think is the wrong idea. That's not aiding any situation. Yes, it's cathartic, if you're heartbroken to listen to that.
Yeah.
But it's not it. It's not it. And I feel like she's oh, I'm a woman, so you can't come at me for that. Which is so wrong.
What's the antidote then? If a bunch of raging Swift fans came barging into the room and said, "What's wrong with you? We disagree." What would you say? Okay, don't listen to Taylor Swift. Maybe you can do this instead. It's a tough question.
It is tough.
Because
they are scary. They are.
It's obviously right. It's obviously she's relating to a problem that a bunch of girls are seeming to have. I don't listen to her music. I don't know what she talks about. I'm just from what you're telling me.
Yeah. I feel like you can't even give another option. You just have to let people
go through the motions.
Consume what they want to consume and just leave it be. And also, everyone's entitled to their own taste. I'm sure someone could come at me for, my music taste or what I enjoy.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
100%.
Who knows? There's definitely some Fleetwood Mac haters out there.
Hopefully there's no hate comments on Fleetwood Mac in this episode.
We'll see. We'll find out. You might have a lot of comments.
Absolutely.
I'll be battling.
Yeah. 100%. What's left? What's next for you in these next 2 years of university?
I just want to make it through.
Just make it through.
Just make it through university.
Yep. I agree. Same here.
Yeah, absolutely. That warrants a fist bump for sure. I just want to make it through, graduate, pass,
Yep.
and hopefully figure out what I want to do after, because that's a huge question mark right now. I was thinking of teachers college.
Cool.
Because I'd love to be that cool English teacher in high school that makes reading fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have a million people barking at me not to do that.
Why?
By a million people, I mean my publisher and everyone over there in the arts realm.
Well, they want you to keep writing.
They want me to keep writing, and they want me to do my creative stuff, which would be so cool to make a career of that. That is the ultimate goal, to keep writing, keep publishing. I don't know,
So then do you say teachers college because you think that there's a lower chance of you getting a career in writing?
Yeah, I feel like the arts aren't dying just yet. But it's easier to have a job as a teacher than it would be to just keep doing what I'm doing and making cool stuff.
Right.
But I think I'd be much happier
don't
writing, which is I may as well just see where this takes me.
Yeah. I mean, still, 2 years, even if you work on it in college, in university.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that's still enough time. You can maybe build something up.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And even after, I'm not in a rush to start my life quite yet.
That's fair.
Yeah.
This has been a good episode.
This has been awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, this was great.
Do you have any final thoughts, final comments for anyone on the pod that you would like to share?
Can I plug my book?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. go purchase 4:16 a.m. either on togonapress.com or on Amazon. I recommend getting it on Amazon. It's much faster shipping. Keep watching Voices of Vic.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening. This has been
Ebook
great.
or hard copy?
Either or.
Either or.
Get your hard copy though.
Hard copy's a little more like...
You flip the pages. I have some drawings in there. It looks pretty.
It's nice. It doesn't drain your eyes.
No. Go get yourself a hard copy.
Doesn't mess up your screen time.
Screen time down when you buy my book.
Hard copy.
Hard copy.
Absolutely. Awesome.
All right. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks.
Everybody, VoV podcast. That's Ava Nori. Check out 4:16 a.m. and then the sequel, which maybe will be 4:17 a.m. We'll see.
We'll see.
Thank you for watching. Like the interview. It was amazing. And we will see you next Sunday. Peace out.